Welcome to Midday Wednesday version. I have no idea.
Are you ready?
I have no idea.
Are you ready?
What I'm doing here right now. I'm gonna leave it to you. Ready?
Are you ready? We're ready for Friday. We're in the process of getting ready for Friday. The list in my head. We're so excited to invite you to our Segundo de Mayo event on Friday. It's in 2 days.
She's gonna kill
Countdown
me before
is in
we get
2
there.
days. All right. You want to hear a rundown of the things we get to pick up?
Okay.
Darby's Flowers is put together flowers for the centerpieces. We get to go pick that up. Dope Vegan is delivering food. We're going to have to get Dope Vegan, Savia, 2nd Street Bagels in Delhi, tables from Atlas, the bartender's coming. So many great things right here that we get to put together.
Well, the tables from Atlas I got to get,
Yes.
and I don't have any paperwork.
I'm going to give it to you.
Okay. Then JoJo came down. She's giving me certificates up for Melbourne. There's restaurants, there's places to stay, all sorts of stuff.
Amazing. Amazing. I think it's so exciting. We've got the liquor. The margarita machine is ready to rock and roll. Our crew is ready to say hello and meet and greet you. All we need is you. So come join us on Friday. It starts at 5. Everyone says, what time should I get here? In my Jewish time, I would say 5:15. Everyone else seems to think 5 means 4. So come whenever you'd like to come. There'll be plenty of parking. We've got outdoor games. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe carpool is all I can suggest.
Yes, carpool. Come in carpool. Yes, please.
But take a look at all the things that our crew has put together. I am so proud of them. Today is actually Sarah Satchel. We call her Cookie Monster. It's her last day, so she is putting together today's show. So we hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Home isn't just a place. It's where we grow, where we feel safe, and where we belong. At AMP Media Futures Foundation, students step into a second home, one that fuels their dreams. Here, students find their voice, their purpose, and a future filled with possibilities. But we can't do it alone. Join us May 2nd, 2024 from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at our second fundraising event, and help us continue creating opportunities for the next generation. Your support makes this home possible. For more information, donations, or to RSVP, visit Eventbrite. Together, we are building futures. Together, we are home.
Abdullah, show me your brazo fuerte. Okay. Heather, show me your brazo fuerte. G-Man, show me your brazo fuerte.
It's all about the snapback. It's not about.
Gio, show me your brazo fuerte. Karen, show me your brazo fuerte. Yes! Don, show me your brazo fuerte. Freddie, show me your brazo fuerte.
And it's a tattoo.
Celebrate with purpose at Segundo de Mayo on May 2nd at 5 p.m. Enjoy an evening of live music, delicious food, and festive fun, all while supporting the AMP Media Futures Foundation. Come see how we're making a difference in the lives of young aspiring professionals who are using multimedia to spread positivity, hope, and creativity. Your support helps provide hands-on training, mentorship, and access to the tools they need to succeed. Get your complimentary tickets on Eventbrite today. For more information, contact us at info@ampfutures.org.
In the modern era, we find ourselves witnessing groundbreaking technological advancements every day. Though there's one vital aspect of modern life that often goes unnoticed. Our air. The air that we breathe every day. The average person now spends the majority of their time indoors. Continuously recycled indoor air can quickly become harmful to breathe, allowing contaminants that can pass through standard air filters to spread easily through enclosed HVAC systems. The result? Compromised indoor air quality, turning our workplaces and homes into breeding grounds for airborne pathogens, commonly referred to as sick building syndrome, a condition linked to chronic headaches, fatigue, or respiratory issues, and a range of other health problems. That's why we developed the Air Shield filter. Unlike traditional filters that simply trap particles, the Air Shield uses plasma to neutralize dangerous airborne pathogens. Through this process, the Air Shield doesn't just filter the air, it transforms it, keeping your indoor air safe. The Air Shield helps turn any environment into a place where every breath is fresh and free from harmful contaminants. Don't compromise on clean air or your health. Visit our website to learn more about how the Revive Air Shield can transform the air you breathe.
Every Thursday, it's time to let your soul wander. Step into the world of Gypsy Soul with Denise Marsh at 5:30 p.m.
And we are back. They're changing all our sets around, which is really cool because I'm excited that we're here with one of the sponsors of AMP Media Futures Foundation, Segundo de Mayo, which is next Friday, May 2nd, 5:30, right in the studio. And actually, here's a scissor mat, so I'm going to make your, if you need it. Oh,
I already got
he's
it.
Good. So Matt was actually one of our first sponsors. I got an email at info@ampfutures.org, and it says, I would like to donate 2 wine tastings. I see you applied, and I don't even think I applied. I think this is probably meant for somebody else, but I was more than happy to go. Yes, thank you so much. He said, we got these incredible wine sampling experiences. Here's a gift certificate up to 12 people, 90 minutes, 8 bottles of wine, and a wine consultant. So yes, I've got 2 of these that we are going to, I think I'm going to silent auction these because they're way too good to go into a raffle basket.
The gift certificate is worth $415 face value for the wine tasting experience. So it definitely is something I would silent auction for sure. It's an incredible experience.
And so we have actually Matt's opening up one of the bottles. He's never seen it wrapped like this. I'm excited to try this.
I'm excited as well.
And you're with PRP Wines. So tell us about PRP Wines.
Yeah, so PRP Wines, PRP is going to stand for Puroth, Puroth, Romane, and Piccolomini. I like to call them our founding fathers. But PRP Wine, all of our wines are exclusive to us. So you can't go and buy them in a restaurant or a store like Total Wine, all of our wines come from small family-owned vineyards that are based across 13 different countries in the world. But because of that, it creates a really awesome partnership between us, you know? They have a way to market their wines to the rest of the world, and then we get an exclusive product that you can only get through us. It's pretty cool in my opinion.
How did you end up working with them? Because you just got back into, I want to say into town, but into this country.
Yeah, so I've been back for probably 4 or 5 months now. I honestly, I'm going to sound crazy, but I sent them an application on Indeed, and the rest is history, huh?
You just came from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And what were you doing in New Zealand?
So I'm a certified sommelier. I was finishing up my studies out there. I've recently moved back to America, like we said, but I'm planning on doing my level 4 with the Napa Valley Wine Academy. So.
Who knew when I got these into my email, in my inbox? See, it pays to open your inbox, everybody. All right, so tell us about this wine.
Yeah, so this is our Casa Nueva. It's a 2016, and it's going to be a Merlot. It's really awesome. I've never seen a wine that's wrapped just like this, but a really fun fact about the Casa Nueva winery is that it's located right at the foothills of the Andes Mountains. So I think it's exactly 5 kilometers from the actual base of the mountain. It's really awesome though because it blocks all of that intense sunlight that comes in South America and just lets their grapes grow to almost perfection.
You studied to be a sommelier in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder they hired you at PRP because you've got all the qualifications that they could want.
Yeah, thankfully.
All right, what do you need to study to be a sommelier?
So you start off by learning the basics of hospitality. There's two ways to study. There's the Court of Master Sommeliers, and then there's the WSET. I chose the WSET, which is the Wine and Spirits Education Test. You start off by learning how to serve wine the proper ways, like, you know, when your server grabs it like this, shows you the bottle, and pours it like that. Should I pour it for you now?
Gio, are you paying attention to this?
Level 2, it's going to get into behind the label. So, you know, when you look at a bottle of wine and there's just so many big words that you don't know how to pronounce, they actually all do mean something to the wine. So that's what your level 2 is going to teach you. Level 3 is going to teach you a lot more in depth about soils, about regions, and just about different winemaking decisions as well. You know, if we choose to oak the wine, if we choose to ferment it in steel barrels, or if we choose to age it for a super long time as well. And then level 4 gets all into the theories about why we do certain blends and gets even more intense into the ideas that I just talked about, you know, soil contents, regions, and just winemaking decisions.
You learned all of this in New Zealand.
I'm learning my level 4 right now, but I did learn my level 3 up to, yeah.
I got a question.
Amazing.
Pairing is a big deal in Boca and in South Florida. Pairing wines with what you're eating. Like meats should be with reds and fish should be with whites. Is that a thing? Is that?
Yeah, it definitely is a thing. I think as times are changing, people are starting to just drink what they like and eat what they like. But I do think that that is a good rule of thumb. You know, when you're eating like a steak, you want a nice, dark, dry, big red wine, you know? Or when you're eating like a salad, you want something that's more acidic. So I would pair it with, you know, a white wine, like a Sauvignon Blanc, eh? But those rules go out the windows with lots of different foods. I don't know if you guys love salmon at all. You can pair salmon with almost any wine on earth. It just depends on the way you cook it.
Do you do pairings when you do your wine tastings?
I always encourage people to provide like a charcuterie board, and then I'll try and tell them like with their charcuterie board, you know, what's going to pair well or what's going to pair best with what. But I don't bring food with me personally, no.
I'm thinking maybe we should bid on one and do it here in the studio and get a charcuterie board, and up to 12 of us can go through this whole wine experience with Matt.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? They're like, yes, well, why not? I'm gonna silent auction one, and we're gonna bid on the second one to keep right here.
Nobody's ever going to say no to that. The other question is, do you let wine breathe when you open it?
It depends on the wine. So with red wines, 100% I let them breathe. Well, I guess it does depend on the wine even with that. Do you guys drink Italian wine at all?
I was going to ask you that next. And why do they have to breathe? Yeah.
Yeah, so I let my wines breathe, mostly when they just need a bit of aeration to let the flavors settle and not be so intense. Like, one of my personal favorite wines hails from Italy. It's a Montepulciano Sangiovese. That's a wine that I swear to God, the second you open it from the bottle, it tastes like salt water. I'll literally open it, put it on my counter to breathe for 24 hours, and the next day it tastes like fruit juice. Like, it's incredible.
Wow.
24 hours, wow.
I mean, I'll put the cap back on, but like I do open it and let a bit of oxygen get in just so it has a chance to breathe.
How would people know, though? They have to go to your wine tastings and learn.
Yeah. It also just comes from figuring out the flavors you like. You know, everybody in this room is going to have a different palate. Like, I like super, super peppery and bitter tastes when it comes to wine. I know the majority of people like super floral or fruity flavors, eh?
And what is this one?
This one I'm going to describe as black fruit forward, so like blackberries, black plums, but I think it might also have a bit of that pepperiness just because it's been in the bottle since 2016. You want to give it a shot?
Yes. Okay. Peppery for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you swirl it to see if it has... Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you swirl it to see if it has legs?
There's only... 2016, yeah. She found it in the back. I'm shocked by it, to be honest.
Also, it's yours? The wine is yours?
That's ours?
It was. Now it's everybody else's.
Where did you get it? Oh, I know where you got this. I know where you got it.
She gave us a case. That's why I thought some of them might be his.
Were you able to identify the texture and everything for the wine that you are
You have a
very
mic on?
familiar with?
I mean, tasting this one, I could tell you about it, but before I would taste the wine, I wouldn't really be able to give you the best answer to that. Is anybody familiar with the 5 S's of wine tasting?
Yes,
The
I
5
actually
S's.
learned this from the woman that I think we got this from.
Okay.
You may even know her, Dawn Clifford,
I don't know, but the name does ring a bell, yeah.
because I think she's been with PRP since we've known her probably about 10 years.
Okay.
All right, so share with everybody else.
Yeah, so the 5 S's are going to be sight, so like looking at the wine. I can tell you it's going to be very full-bodied and it's going to be high alcohol content just because you literally can't see through it. Then it's going to be swirl. I know you asked me why we swirl. It's just to aerate it. It lets the wine actually move, breathe, and lets the flavors escape the glass. Then it's going to be smell. 50% of wine tasting is the smell. So like, I lost my wording for a second, but you can get some really nuanced flavors from the scent that you might not be able to pick up on the taste. It really is part of the experience. Then is going to come sip, and then is going to come savor. So, yeah.
So when you do the wine tasting, do you taste and then you're supposed to spit it out? Is that the way
I
it's
don't ever ask people to spit it out. I think part of the wine tasting is feeling the effect of the wine. When I was in school, though, I definitely did have to spit out a lot of wine.
And that would be because you taste like so many different wines and you don't want to get drunk, right?
Yeah, basically.
See the color? It's dark, it's deep.
Yeah.
I like the aroma.
I think it's an incredible one.
When you hold the glass, people always say you take it from the stem. So if you put your hands, well, like we're doing this
'Cause you
right
can't
now,
see
is
it.
it heated or is there?
Yeah, I
a
mean,
reason for
it's a
that?
comfort thing. I don't think
Oh,
holding
okay.
your glass like this is really going to impact the wine as much as people make it out to be.
Okay.
They say it changes the temperature of the wine.
Definitely.
That's
If
what-
you're
that's the
drinking
only
like
thing
a
that kinda makes sense.
well-chilled
So
white
fancy
wine
here.
and you grab it with your hand, it is going to warm up faster than if you grabbed the stem.
You see, the object in the end is when you
As long as it holds the
when you-
wine, it makes
when you go to dinner.
Merlot always gives me like old aged wine, European homemade wine.
I love Merlot.
The thing is that when you go to dinner with somebody, you want to be impressive. You want to hold the glass a certain way. You want to order something that makes sense, so that you look like you know what the hell you're doing.
So what would they think of me right now?
So what would you put?
That looks like a bourbon.
Pair a Merlot with?
Merlot, I would pair it with very aged cheeses, very dark meats, you know? The first one that comes to my mind is like a blue cheese, like a gorgonzola almost, eh?
Wow.
Wow,
yeah,
this is really
I
good.
think
I feel like this would be such a great fundraiser to do another one with you
maybe, yeah.
and just decide what foods and then we pair it. And I think that would be so much fun. Just a smaller one. This next week is probably going to be big, but a smaller, more intimate one that we can do all of this with.
Yeah, maybe. I'm really excited for y'all's Segundo de Mayo fundraiser. I hope it's a phenomenal
gonna come?
experience. I'm busy, unfortunately. I've got a tasting. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I would love to, though.
But this is a great wine.
Yeah.
And part of what you teach everyone for up to 12 people, 90 minutes, 8 bottles of wine is a lot of wine.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not like forcing you to chug them all before I leave. We leave the bottles for your enjoyment after the wine tasting is done. The main thing is just for you all to learn and hopefully find something you love and want to keep drinking.
And if they like it, we can purchase from you.
Yeah, so I promote my wines by the case, which is a pack of 12, but we can figure that out when the wine tasting comes. It's
Can you
not
mix
as,
and match them?
Yeah, it's not as
okay.
scary or daunting as it seems.
I have a question.
Yeah,
It's a 2016, but it is not.
Corked.
it's not.
It's not corked.
Mm-mm.
And do you think it's because of the way it was held, or it
I-
was
I
because
don't-
the temperature like dictates so much the quality of the wine, and if it gets corked, right?
Yeah, definitely. There are ways to help prevent your wine from getting corked. I don't know
What
how.
does that mean?
Corking. So in the wine world, they're like getting rid of corks and putting on screw caps. We've come to find out corks, I think like 30% of the time actually ruin your wine. They start to disintegrate, they start to fall in, and they start to completely destroy the flavor of it. Makes it taste almost like cardboard, to be honest with you.
Is it because the cork has changed, or is it because it's always been that way? No.
Yeah, it's not because the cork has changed. You know, there are tricks to try to avoid corking. You can lay your bottles horizontally. You can twist them about once a month so that the cork, same part, isn't sat on the wet part
Oh,
of
I
the
got
bottle,
you.
because there is going to be just a little bit of an air bubble in it. And it also comes down to keeping them in a dark room and just temperature insulation. You don't want it to be too cold and you don't want it to be too hot. Screw caps really do take away from that disadvantage of a cork though. But I think a cork is just so beautiful, and I think it really does make the wine tasting experience.
You opened it up beautifully. I wish we caught some of it, I think, when we started the show, which was quite impressive with that little corkscrew.
Yeah, thank y'all for having one. I appreciate that.
But amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone like it? Lori?
I loved it.
Sally?
I love it too.
Freddie?
This is really good.
Well,
Can we
I'm
drink
so
wine with
excited that
coffee?
you found us.
Yeah. One other thing I would love to say about my wines is that they're completely all natural. So there's no added sugars, no added sulfites, no added preservatives. So I don't know what we drank before I showed up to the studio, but I can guarantee you guys you're not going to get a hangover or even a headache tomorrow from them.
Well, then we're all in. We are all in.
If you can prove me wrong, text me. I'll pay you $20 out of pocket.
If no one's getting a headache from this, I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
And the name of this is?
La Casa Nueva.
And this is from?
It's from Chile.
You've never seen it wrapped like this.
We have some Casa Nuevas on our list. Again, I'm just moved back to America.
How lovely, right?
I'm pretty new with the company. The Casa Nuevas I've seen come from the 2020 and 2021s. So this is 5 years older.
Wow.
I think it's incredible.
Now, do you have Italian wines?
Yes, I do.
I need to purchase an Italian bottle of wine for a family, for Gio's family. They're old school Italy.
Yeah?
And they know everything about wines, man. When you walk into this place, you better know something. So I may have to keep you on my phone just in case.
Yeah, we have wines from all over Italy. My catalog has about 200 different wines throughout the year, about 50 to 60 at any given time. But Italian wines, off the top of my head, I know I have white blends, I have red wines, and I have sparkling wines. So we could definitely figure something out for you.
And part of this wine tasting, you give a variety?
Yep. Yeah, so I like to call a week ahead of time just to find out what the group's preferences are going to be. You know, if it's mixed, then I can bring a lot larger of an assortment. If you guys know that you only like sweet white wines, then I'll go, okay, let me hit them with the best sweet white wines that I have, you know? I like it when people are a bit more open to trying new things, though, because the world of wine is so mysterious. Like, you never know what you like until you try it.
Oh my gosh,
I
this
know.
sounds like
I want to
so
ask
much
your
fun.
favorite wine beside the Montepulciano. That's one of my favorite as well, and I'm very big into Italian wines.
Me
but
too.
What about California?
California, I personally stray away from California. One of my personal favorite ones from them, though, is actually on our list. It's our Deepwood Cellars Petite Verdot. I think it's one of the gems of any wine collector's collection.
I was hoping you're not going to say Chateau Margaux.
No, but I think personally I love red wines more than I love white wines.
Agreed.
But when I'm relaxing, nothing hits the spot more than like a crisp white wine, you know? Like a Sauvignon Blanc.
It makes it sound so elegant. I think this would be so much fun to do a wine tasting pairing in the studio. Like, you'll let me know what wine, we'll get the different foods, and we can actually, it'd be a fun after-hour show actually too, Freddie.
After, before, and during.
I'm in.
People do really creative things with the wine tastings. I've had people hire private chefs and make like 7-course meals for
I'm bringing
it.
the chef.
You bringing the chef?
I'm bringing the chef and the chocolate. I love
Alright.
chocolate and wine pairing.
It could be
Yeah.
so much
Crazy
fun.
about chocolate.
One
and
of the
wine.
ladies at my last tasting, she made like her own Dubai chocolate bars. Apparently they're like huge on social media. I don't know, best thing I've had in a minute though, I can't lie.
Have you made them?
No, but I had a Dubai chocolate cookie and it was really, really freaking good.
Wow.
It's got like pistachio in the middle.
If you like pistachio, you're gonna like this.
It's gonna be good.
Pistachio.
See, I don't like pistachio and I loved it.
See?
So
I just love the
this.
wine.
This is so much
Forget
fun
about
for
the
you.
pistachio.
yeah.
That's incredible. Do we have other pictures you sent over to the...
Unfortunately not.
Oh, okay.
no.
I just wanted to make
can,
sure we
though.
had them.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. All right, so how
Now-
do people reach you?
But hold on, before you do that, tomorrow is your birthday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday.
All
So
right,
we should wish you
Happy
happy
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah, we can.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
To the
Matt
big
McGann.
22.
The big 22.
22.
Wow.
My goodness gracious.
What? 22?
You've learned all of this at the ripe age of 21?
Yeah, 22 tomorrow.
Wow.
When did you start drinking?
21.
So it's fun because I moved out to New Zealand when I was 18, and the drinking age in New Zealand is 18. So I kind of got a
Same
jump
like in
start on
Europe.
the game.
Wow.
Isn't there? Isn't
Yeah, I
there?
grew up in Wellington.
Isn't there a famous red wine from New Zealand?
There are many. The most popular one is going to be a Pinot Noir.
Okay.
And then I think you were probably
There's a
thinking.
female winemaker in New Zealand. It doesn't come to me, but I remember it's been very popular for a couple of years. A female entrepreneur, and she
Kim
has a
Crawford?
wine. Yes, Kim
Is
Crawford.
she from New Zealand?
Yeah, her wineries
Her
are all based out
winery, yeah.
there.
Everyone loves her whites.
A lot of celebrities have wineries based out there. I don't know if you guys. Oh my God, I'm forgetting all of the names right now. As I said that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. Sure.
She has a winery out there. Yeah. So does Rachel Patterson.
Incredible. I can't believe you're just 22 tomorrow. That's just, they're like, what?
Not even 22
Hey,
yet.
you keep drinking, he'll look like he's 23.
Unbelievable. All right, Matt, I've got your number here. Matt McGann. You can find him at 561-493-4776 or mmcgann at prpwine.com, or come on down on May 2nd. Actually, we could even take virtual bids because these are too good to pass up. So if you're interested in bidding on one of these incredible wine tasting opportunities, let us know and we'll put your bid down for the auction, for the silent auction next Friday.
And we
Whole
can
lot of
also
fun.
even take it over the phone, right?
Absolutely.
Phone, email, as long as we verify, we gotta vet it to make sure that you're gonna get it.
Up to 12 people, 8 bottles of wine. I think it sounds like a great evening or a weekend adventure. So
Do
much
they have
fun.
subscriptions for wine?
So we're not a club membership or subscription. Our clients utilize us as much as they want or as little as they want, but at the end of the day, they're still our clients.
I used to
But we
do
have a
that
connection.
subscription.
So we go call him.
At one point, I had like, I think, 100 bottles of wine.
That's my dream.
You
And
drank
it's
all of
like-
it? You drank all that wine?
They're still around, gifted. Every time I go somewhere, I go with 1 or 2 bottles of wine.
Sally
was the
did too,
wine
but she
go?
drank them all.
I like to say ours are incredible to gift. We
love
offer a
small-
private
like,
labeling service.
you don't
so
get
you
to-
can label a case of any of our wines with anything you want. My sister had her first baby, so for the baby shower, I got, it was when we were talking about the Gold Flake sparkling wine, but I got it with a picture of the sonograph, and then I named it Charles.
Oh, very cool.
Tears. I was like
my
the star of
gosh.
the baby shower.
That's amazing.
I loved
Do you
it.
remember you did that for Freddie's wedding?
Yes, I put the label for our family crest
Right.
from Italy.
Oh, that's beautiful too.
Do you
I put it
remember?
on the
I think you
table.
did 6 and 6, 6 red, 6 white for the wedding.
Yes, and I put it on all the tables, and we had a big cheer, and everybody, nobody believed me. Nobody believed me. To today, they don't believe that I have a crest.
Out of this whole conversation, that's what our takeaway is.
That's no, I'm just told me. But I like his idea better with babies and things of that nature coming up, and all the holidays.
That's
and
incredible.
Mother's Day and
Yeah.
Father's Day and all that. It's
Wow.
good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks
Happy
for
birthday.
having me.
Cheers again.
Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate it.
So here's one of our sponsors right here in studio. More to come. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to head on over and talk to Sally Bernard and see what Lori's got happening with Sunshine Healthcare. More to come, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Ding ding, here we are at the favorite chocolate store.
Sure's Chocolate. If you could have smell-o-vision in this space, oh my gosh. Tell us about Sure's Chocolate.
Well, we hand make almost everything in chocolate. We do it all in the back room here. We have a workshop back there. We just love what we do.
Everything's here from Easter bunnies to truffles to mints to, I see this toffee pretzel crunch.
It's probably our best seller. Everybody loves, when they come in, some people are a little grumpy when they walk in, but when they leave, they're happy. Everybody.
That's the way chocolate works.
Nobody ever leaves unhappy. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
If you can spell chocolate, you come here, they got it. It's everything.
This is Smoke Barbecue. We're located in Fort Lauderdale at 3351 Northeast 32nd Street. Fort Lauderdale 33308. Our website is www.eatsmokebbq.com. It's EATSMOKEBBQ.com. You can order online. We also do catering for 10 to 10,000.
If you are looking to bring your family out to an incredible food venue, this is the place. We're at Smoke Barbecue in East Fort Lauderdale. Everything is amazing. If you can see their faces on our crew and the amount of food that they have taken down in about 15 minutes is absolutely unbelievable.
And we're still going. I can't talk, I'm eating.
And everything is coming. So here, let's eat.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
In a world where finding reliable and compassionate home care can be overwhelming, Sunshine Home Care Services stands as a beacon of hope. That's why we've partnered with professional nurses, physical rehabilitation centers, and medical offices to ensure their patients receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of life and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Today, April 30th, is National Bubble Tea Day. So now is the time to indulge in a delightful cup of bubble tea. Bubble tea comes in many varieties. From creamy milk tea to refreshing green tea to fruity slushies, all with customizable toppings, sugar, and ice level. Bubble tea was first developed in Taiwan in the 1980s by Lu Hanqi. The drink was a combination of tea, milk, and tapioca bubbles, aka boba. Bubble tea has since exploded in popularity, and with innumerable options, there is a flavor for everyone. There are even coffee-based options. So grab yourself a delicious bubble tea and sip away.
This Day in History is brought to you by Revive Air. On April 30, 1803, representatives of the United States and Napoleonic France complete negotiations for the Louisiana Purchase, a massive land sale that doubles the size of the young American Republic. On April 30, 1939, the New York World's Fair opens in New York City. On April 30, 1859, the first chapter of Charles Dickens' serialized novel, A Tale of Two Cities, is published. On April 30, 1789, George Washington is sworn in as the first American president and delivers the first inaugural speech at Federal Hall in New York City. 1952. Mr. Potato Head becomes the first toy advertised on TV. This Day in History is brought to you by Revive Air.
This Segundo de Mayo, AMP Studios is bringing together creativity and community. Join us as we partner local businesses with rising multimedia students, supporting their career goals while giving your brand a spotlight. Your support helps fund real-world experience for tomorrow's creatives and gives your business fresh and innovative ideas for the next generation. Celebrate culture, empower students, grow together. Don't miss the Segundo de Mayo fundraising event at AMP Studios.
Costco, where we at? Where are we at, Don? We're at Costco. Costco. Where we at? Costco.
We are overtaking Costco.
People online?
Yeah, got to.
100%.
Silly.
Here, wiggle that. I'm using.
Your vernacular is so nice. Anyway, wiggle that.
I mean, you know, it's a bell.
It's a
What
bell.
is wrong with you?
It's not me.
Anyway, our next segment, it reminds me of La Bodega when I was growing up. And it's funny because he's telling me about these stories. We used to have a trash can in the front. I mean, I didn't know somebody as beautiful as Kendra growing up, because we would have hung out there singing in front of the bodega, everything, the numbers, everything took place in front of the bodega. Everything. Life traveled through the store.
Well, you know how I asked Kendra about the universe putting people together? That's kind of how we met Marco, because Brianna found Marco on a networking site, and then Taylor from Kind Diner Society at the same time said you have to meet Marco Beslin of Mario's Market. So kind of simultaneously, and I think we got Brianna on camera over there. So Brianna, you want to tell us what you do at the studio and how you met Marco?
Yes, adding on to it, actually, it turns out that my family, I met Marco originally through my family. My stepdad wanted to do his processing, or talk to him about potentially doing his processing.
Wow.
So Marco and I connected on Alignable, but it turns out I had already met him beforehand. So I guess it's such a small world, and Taylor, big coincidence.
And
But
Brianna
anyway.
she's incredible at doing our marketing, not marketing, but sales. She's out in the street. She is out running. She's getting sponsors. She's literally knocking on doors, shaking hands, kissing babies, all the good stuff. And what she comes back in with every day, I don't know how you do what you do. And we were driving around today, and I said, oh, you can go here, you can go here. And she's like, literally, I think I'm going to just go hit that whole strip mall next.
Oh, yeah.
But
you sent her over there.
we send her for parking, we send her for everything. And we've been kind of talking back and forth with Marco, and Marco of Mario's Market is a new sponsor of the Amp Media Futures Foundation event next Friday, and I'm really excited. So welcome to the studio. We had the pleasure of going to see your great establishment, and now you're here with us.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for the invite, and I'm honored to be here.
Tell us about Mario's, because you say Mario's itself has been there, the original Italian market.
Yes, the Mario has about 30 plus years of history serving the Palm Beach, specifically Delray and Boca communities. Original owner Mario was basically a butcher, native to Italy, who owned the shop. He's the founder, and he's the guy who basically started the whole business. He was running it very successfully, and somewhere around 12, 13 years ago, he unfortunately passed away. His family took over the business, and they're not doing the amount of business that he was doing. And then in the meanwhile, tremendous amount of competition showed up, and they obviously took over some of the business. And obviously the store went through a couple of ownership changes, And that's about it. I basically took over last year, 2024, in October, and inspired by multiple trips to Italy and my passion to Italian food, I wanted to introduce some of the Italian recipes to the natives of Florida, and I want them to try the food as close as they can try it, taste it in Italy without going to Italy. So that's the original goal, and here I am.
And you do a lot of catering.
We do a lot of catering. We obviously specialize in Italian food, but also we do a tremendous amount of business with subs. We're always improving. We're always trying to, get new recipes and try new dishes. So we're trying to be different and serve food that none of the competitors can serve, and that's the whole idea.
All right, so my level of non-cooking Charlotte has actually exponentially increased
Means
because
she cooks less.
I cook less. So last night, we have these prepared meals that I won't heat anything up. No, microplastic. So it evolves. So I literally go to take it out of the plastic to put it on a plate. See this? Next thing I know, I cut my finger opening the plastic on the plastic. And I'm like, if only my crew could even see, I can't even open the plastic to cook.
Wait a minute. It comes in a plastic bag?
No, it comes with a container with like this, not from Mario's, from another place.
Right, but it's in plastic.
It's in plastic.
And you cut your finger.
I will not heat it up in plastic.
So now you have plastic in your bloodstream and you're opening up a plastic.
Yes.
And you don't eat plastic.
Correct.
Well, if
But
you
I
can
didn't-
understand that, ladies and
Anyway,
gentlemen,
my
write
point
in,
being,
let me
I
know.
need now to go over to Mario's and pick up really freshly prepared
Yeah,
food.
and it doesn't come in
that's
plastic.
not
He
super
puts it-
sealed in plastic, and have fresh Italian food.
And you could bring your own dish.
And you have incredible prepared foods, or you can cook.
Correct.
Your chicken burgers look amazing.
Yes, yeah, those are we're very proud of these. So those are chicken breast, and then we do 5-6 different variations of that. There are people who are trying to copy us, but ours are really good because I have customers all the time coming in and telling how they're very unique, and they love our recipe. And you can just pan sear them, you can throw them in the oven, you can bake them, you can do whatever. They're super easy to make, and very very convenient, very good, very tasty.
And you have meats there, like a butcher, there are meats there in the counters you could pick up as well.
Yes, yeah. So it's basically designed like a mini market. You obviously have fresh steaks. There's always a fresh fillet, ribeye, New York strip, skirt steak. We do those chicken mini burgers. There's ground chuck, various kind of ground meat, and full bakery, obviously. Pastries, cookies. We're trying to serve traditional Italian desserts with the flair of American, and trying to stay true to Italian recipes and Italian desserts. So, yeah.
Can you do like a sandwich tray or little appetizer trays as well?
Absolutely, yeah. So traditional charcuterie boards, variation of cured meats, cheeses, olives, fruits, little veggies. We can do that. We can do antipasto. We can do all kind of appetizers, salads, and obviously prepared food.
So here's what I'm thinking. Marco was so kind, he's donating a sandwich tray next Friday here. What I'd like to do is, because we're having 100 plus Women Who Care, South Palm Beach County, we're hosting it here.
Yes.
The following week on May 13th, I'm going to see if Marco can make up something for the ladies to enjoy some wine and either charcuterie or light bites or something that we're going to figure out, because we're hosting it with the North Palm Beach chapter, so it is a free event for the ladies to come, to meet each other, to get acquainted with the chapter of what 100 plus Women Who Cares is of South Palm Beach County. A nice way to meet and greet, and I think a nice way to share what Marco does with Mario's Market.
Absolutely.
A lot of M's, but it would be really great.
And he has a wine section.
Yes.
So he told me that he will pair whatever you're buying there. If you're buying one of the dessert, or one of the things that you're making, and one of the specialties, he'll pair it up for you.
Tell
with
us
the
about
wines.
your wines, because you say you have a unique wine selection.
So for about 13 years, I worked for very high-end steakhouses in Chicago, and my mentor, the owner, was very kind to spend extra time with me and basically teach me about wines. Obviously, I learned something on my own, But David Flam, who was my mentor, who he really helped me a lot to understand the wine. We had many, many wine tastings, and then through our many trips to Napa Valley and Italy, I had the opportunity to taste these fine vintages and then learn how to pick. Now I do a couple of vendors that I do business with, and basically my focus is getting the wine and vintages that can now be found on any other wine supplier and store in Florida. So I'm trying to work with a very small wineries straight from Italy, and I'm trying to serve exclusive vintages and varietals and wine houses that cannot be found in any other store, which is basically basically creating a unique portfolio of wine that customers can come in and shop that they cannot shop in any other store. And I'm very passionate about my wines. We're starting with a medium, smaller section for now, but I'm looking to expand that, and that's something what I'm looking forward to very much.
Charlotte, you've been in the area for a long time. Have you been over there?
I haven't had the pleasure, but I will be there later this afternoon when I leave here.
He has everything.
It's right near you, I think.
Yeah.
Not too far away from where you are.
Okay, good.
And where are you located?
We're in the corner of Atlantic and Military, 14816 South Military Trail.
Okay, it's here now. I'll be there.
Yeah.
No, it's a great place. It's
I
a
don't
great
cook,
place.
I coordinate, so I need you.
Kendra, you like to cook?
I do. In fact, I've been doing a lot of wine and charcuterie lately. So
That's some meal you're cooking there, honey.
What?
That's good.
That's a good meal you're cooking there.
It is. It is. You procure a lot of things on a board, and you get crafty with it, and you actually find new ways to pair. You find new things to put on the board, and it's a good assortment, and it's very fresh and healthy
And impressive.
and also it's paired wonderfully with the wine. So
Remember Slick did that?
I do remember that. But I think that would be so great it's great for any event because everyone can sort of have what they want. A little goes a long way. And I think it'll be great for the ladies' networking event that we're having here
I
on the
think
13th.
so too. And again, we're looking for all the ladies to come on down. We're trying to fill the house, trying to get 100 ladies in here, and we will definitely let all of them know, because he's not too far from us as well. I used to live in Beaucaire. He was right down the street. He knows it very well.
So I think it's a great way to market, to network. We're rolling into summer, which is hard to believe. A lot of family gatherings, there's graduation parties, Mother's Day, Father's Day, a lot of things. So think outside of the box. You don't have to grill, or you can buy the meats and grill, whatever you want to do. Mario's Market on Atlantic and Military has it all ready for you. Easy. And I bet you even deliver catering. See that?
Yeah, I know. I saw we were there when they were preparing it for the next day.
And you do the 6-foot subs.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes. Yeah, we're very excited when somebody places an order for these 6-footers. Just recently added some catering in the neighborhood area and the community, so they had like 20, 21 6-footers, so they're very, very happy.
How many people does a 6-foot sub feed?
6-footer can serve anywhere between, I would say, 8 to 12 people.
Or Abdullah.
Depending on their,
I was thinking the same thing.
depending on their size and condition. So.
Or Abdullah and Michael.
Or Abdullah and Michael. We would feed two.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
For taking the time out. Join us on Friday. You'll get a free sampling of the food from Mario's Market, or give Marco a call anytime and he can set up your catering needs.
And then Marco shows up, maybe he'll talk your next venue, and you discuss it with him. And that's what this whole thing on Friday is all about. It's everybody networking with everybody. The last time we did this, I tell you that nobody was coming, and over 200 people showed up. But and by the way, we have extra parking. We're sort of figuring it out, because I know that one of the problems that we didn't have enough parking, so we're figuring it out to see if it accommodates. So don't be afraid. Don't hold back. The parking situation apparently has been resolved.
Well, before we go to break, I need to send it over back to Brianna and Charlotte, because we haven't seen Charlotte in quite a while.
Over a year.
It's been that long?
Yeah.
Wow. Charlotte, what have you been up to? You look incredible. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling so much better. I had a little setback and I had people right on top of things for me, and I feel so much better. I'm down 20 pounds. I was down 22. I gained 2. So I'm down 20 pounds. And what I'm up to is I'm trying to reinvent myself and get back into the marketplace and do some advertising, do some marketing for the businesses that I used to do, and just trying to make some of the right choices for me so I could move forward. And that's kind of what I'm doing.
Charlotte was one of our first
I'm excited about it
fans.
because I'm so ready. I'm so
First
ready.
and biggest.
You were like our first fan, I think. We were actually on a shoot during COVID. We all had masks on at a park.
Right.
Do you remember that? And she came up to us. She said, "Do you recognize me?" No, everyone had masks on.
At a park.
At a park. I had a baseball cap on. We were totally out of, but we were doing a live shoot.
At a park.
And there she was. She's like, "I'm Charlotte. I'm the one who watches you every day." So we're excited
What
that you're back.
Freddie had said, sit on the side. Don't tell Dawn who you are yet. And I introduced myself to Freddie first. And then he popped me in front of Dawn, and she's looking at me like, oh, are you the person that calls all the time and is involved? And introduced me as a dear fan. And I still am, and I always will be. I love you guys a lot. I love what you do for the community. I love what you do for businesses, and I love our friendship.
We love having you back, and we're seeing what we can explore going forward. And I'm glad you're feeling better. That's all that really matters.
Thank you. Yes, I truly am. I truly am, and it's a godsend. And I walk around every day going, I'm back, I'm alive.
See,
And it
changes
just feels
mindset
that
and
good.
perspective. All right, I don't even know what time it is. Are we ready? Where are we at? 1:55. I guess we're going to wrap this up then.
2 and
Can I say
155.
a
I guess
quick-
we'll take an
Yes.
I want to thank all the sponsors who have signed on, the ones that I've spoken with, Trilogy MMA, Revive Air, Marco from Mario's, Sunny Stop next door, where I know our crew goes there at least 3 times a day, so super excited to have them collaborating with us. Legacy Nails pending, so thank you all for your enthusiasm and your willingness to support our cause.
You got Past Perfect Consignments,
Oh, yes,
Cherry's
Past Perfect
Automotive
Consignment.
across the street.
Yes.
Tune Right. So many great sponsors. And she just keeps coming back with more and more. And the community, you know what you realize about our community? You just ask. Because if they don't know you're looking, they don't know what you're looking for.
Right.
And Brianna has showed me time and time again, which is how we even got Costco, that if you don't ask, you don't know. And how happy was Kenesha yesterday? She says, just come on back on Monday and pick it
At
up.
Costco?
At Costco.
That was like I've known her 100 years.
Right? And our community's incredible. You just got to ask and let them know what you're looking for, and they will respond. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And KE, it's always a treat when you're here.
Always. Welcome home, as they say.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
tonight at Honey. Have a good time.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be at Honey tonight. I'm going on at 10 o'clock, so come on down, get your Dance in the Fire on, get your heat on, and we will see you there.
Make sure I get that invite. Don't forget.
What invite?
You know.
What invite?
You know.
The Grammys.
Oh, the
Yes.
the
Yes.
the chicken dog, the hot
Chicken dog?
They
Oh.
put a Dorito
Oh, let's see
dog.
again. That's Freddie's food of choice this week.
Oh, they have it there?
You can eat a whole lot better at Mario's
Now, if you
Market.
want this recipe, just call me. Mario, I need to put Marcus. What, Marco?
You can
or
call me
Marcus?
both.
What-
I actually
Marco
go by
and Marius.
I actually go by both names because it's, most of the older clientele. I mean,
call you
most of the long tenor clientele who've been coming there for like I don't know 30 years. They still call me Mario, and I'm okay with that. Like I was like, just call
Mr.
me
M.
Yeah, Mr.
And he's
M.
not
like-
Lionel, but he'll
I'm
go by
fine.
Marco Mario.
Yeah.
Lionel. Mr. M.
Mr.
I would
M.
like to have a Brooklyn Cafe sandwich in your place.
Like a Dagwood, a Freddy?
absolutely.
Whatever. We got to decide what it looks like.
Yeah, we can
because I
definitely.
want to tell people, go and get a sandwich there.
Absolutely.
And come down, and I'll even give you a cup of coffee to accompany it.
So you're military in Atlantic? That's crazy. I literally live like 2 minutes from there. I'm at that plaza. Like,
And you haven't gone. So you're going to be the push button man.
He's the niche.
You're the quiche niche.
The quiche niche.
You're the push button man. We're going to be sending you
We're going to send
there
you on location,
Right.
all the time to get the greatest right there.
right? Because everyone's
You
got
bring
to
it back.
eat.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to eat. All right, let's
Polar
wrap
bear in
this
the
up.
house.
Polar bears in the house. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other. Charlotte, welcome back. Marco, thank you. Kendra, as always, a pleasure. Brianna, incredible. To our crew, thank you for all that you do. Save the date. Join us next Friday, May 2nd, 5 o'clock till whenever we're done.
Boynton Beach, we're headed your way, so God help you. The Brooklyn Cafe will be doing their show from Boynton tomorrow. Come on over and say hi. Don't be a stranger, but we're expanding, we're growing, and we're going.
We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
Family business. It's me, my sister, and her soon-to-be husband. We've been here for about 5 years doing our thing in this beautiful little spot right in the heart of downtown Boca. We really are like that authentic New York, New Jersey, Northeast thing that you want to have when you're in South Florida. Our bagels are made from scratch every single day. They're top-notch, best you can get around here. And then lunch, chicken Caesar wrap, or like we have a beautiful avocado supreme salad. That's really, really great. And of course, all our sweets are incredible too. You know, something savory, salty, and a little something sweet after. And we will do our best to provide the best service, best food, best everything. And if there's anything you need, we'll do it.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with.
Welcome to the Amp Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, Amp Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
And here we are at Dope Vegan.
Can you imagine?
West Palm Beach.
Only in Florida can you spend the week before Christmas outside listening to Christmas music and getting ready for a holiday lunch at Dope Vegan. Amazing.
It's unbelievable. The food
What a
is
cool place, right?
What I like is we're going to have a snowball fight.
You might have like a grass fight. I'm looking at the menu and to see that everything is vegan. The Dope Burger has vegan cheese, burger, vegan bacon even.
Yes.
And then you're like, what is vegan bacon? No bacon, everything's tofu, sweet potato fries. The owner is incredible. They were one of the kind sponsors of the Amp Media Futures Foundation fundraiser that we had in the studio. So we thought, let's check it out. So check out all of this delicious food that's coming your way. Stop on by. It's at 175 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach. So it's right off of Southern and Military, right on the corner. You cannot miss it when you get off of the street. So come on by anytime you're in the area. Tell them the Brooklyn Cafe Show and Amp Media sent you. Let us know what you think.
And don't be late.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Yes, I am.
You
I
like
love
that
it.
song?
I love that song. I gotta tell you, he went to Italy this morning, and he's at the 16 Chapel, and he's sending me pictures.
What number's chapel?
16, 17, 20.
Sistine?
Is it 16? I always thought it was 16. 16.
You go to the 16 chapel.
This is 16.
17,
Tomato,
18,
tomato.
20.
Wow. It's going to be that kind of show? 16?
Sorry.
I thought it was 16.
I know you did.
Why do you listen to everything I say?
You just make it fun.
Don't pay attention.
Because you just make it so much fun.
Problem is I ain't breathing right.
That's it.
I
How
need
to
more
save
oxygen.
a marriage. No, we're actually
Save a
going to...
marriage.
We're going to talk about that also. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's been a fantastic morning. We rolled right from the morning show into the midday. Some new pieces, some new commercials, a whole lot of sponsors coming up for the Amp Media Futures Foundation on our May 2nd Segundo de Mayo event. So they're going to see a piece on that. And we've got Revive Air. They're joining us today live in studio.
The show, this portion of the show is brought to you by Revive.
Revive
And
Air.
what's the saying? You are the air you breathe. You
are the air
So the
you
one
breathe.
this morning, change it. You are the air you breathe.
Sure, think about it. Think about your allergies, everyone's allergies. How many people come in and out of this studio, plus everything else that's here? Imagine being able to keep the studio clean and fresh all the time and not have to change air filters.
The number one reel in our business was me holding on to the changing of the filter.
The dirty air filter, that is true.
And they give it to me to hold. Why do I gotta hold it? You couldn't see through it. It was filthy. I'm sitting there. My son calls me. He played it at his office. And they're all laughing at me. Well, why do you do that to me? Why do you do that?
Because you make it so easy.
Air is very important. Without air, you're not put a giant snot ball. That's really what it comes down to.
We've got Regina and Vinny joining us, and a huge thank you to Revive Air, their company, for being our platinum sponsor of the Amp Media Futures Foundation, Segundo de Mayo. So let's get right into it and say hello.
Let's do it.
Welcome to sunny South Florida.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Yes,
so much
thank you for having us.
first of all, for your sponsorship, which is absolutely incredible and so kind, and everything goes back to the crew that you see here working so hard. You see them working on your commercial and everything that we do in-house. And now we get to talk about Air Shield. Tell us about the concept behind this.
Well, Air Shield is a new technology. It's not new, but it's being used as a new technology. Air Shield is a plasma-based technology that filters out and kills anything 2.5, PM 2.5. It's like, during the day, you look at your window and you got the silhouette and you see all that little dust. Well, that's 2.5 and smaller. And this product takes care of that.
You mean on the inside of the window or on the outside of the window?
Well, when you're looking inside when you're in the, that's the one.
Hold it up, yeah.
When you're looking in your house, you see the sun glare, right?
Yeah.
Coming in.
Oh, yeah.
You see the particles.
Looks like
That's
dust.
PM, that's correct. It's smaller than dust. That's PM 2.5. So it's really critical for your breathing. You get asthma. You get all that stuff. You
So
don't think as well when the air is not clean.
Well, let's back up. You are a mechanical engineer,
I'm a mechanical contractor.
mechanical contractor.
Yes.
And you found this product just how?
Well, when we had a place here in Boca, we were doing business down here for like 7 years. Work in Miami, and a friend brought this filter over to me, but it was similar to this, but it was like 5 inches thick. So we had to get it tested, and then minimize the space so you could be a direct change for your regular residential filter. Any filter is made by 1 inch. The length is different, but it's made by 1 inch. So that was took about 4 years to get that done, and all the testing.
And this is a one-time, a one and done. We're not replacing filters every month. You don't have that dirty paper filter that you have to throw away.
Well, yeah.
Just once.
And when you pick up that dirty filter, all that dust is blowing out back into the house.
That's true, but wait a minute. Wait. I'm confused. What do you mean one and done? You do this one time only?
One time for 10 years.
10 years.
Last 10 years.
My
and you only
God,
have
there'll
to
be a
clean
human
it
being on
twice a
this
year.
thing. There'll be a
That's-
monster growing out of this thing.
No.
No.
No?
No. None at all. You just have to clean it. You slide it out just like a filter. You take off the power pack. You could hose it down, or we have a little adapter that goes inside these circles right here that you put on your drill, and in 2 minutes it's clean. Then you slide it back in.
So that's a metal sheeting on top of it?
Yeah, this is aluminum and stainless steel.
Gotcha. So it's not like the paper ones that rot out and you got to change those.
Would you like to touch it? You know, feel it.
We'll have Brianna bring it.
Brianna's gonna bring it up.
Brianna bring it up. We also have Nick on the line, so let's bring Nick over while Brianna grabs that. Tell us who Nick is and how Nick is helping you in your company.
Well, Nick is the president of the company. His specialty is he's been in air purification for the last 35 to 40 years. So he is more technical with all the data and all the information that we would need.
All right, so I think we've got Nick on.
One and done.
One and done. You just got to clean it.
Boy, this is like so you.
But I've got so many questions because our air filter, even the air filter I have in my house, doesn't connect to. It's heavy. Wow.
It's metal. It has metal in it.
Doesn't connect to power, so I need to figure out how all that happens.
Holy smokes.
All right, we could have
It's
Nick
like a
on the
bar.
line, Jalen.
Wait a minute, there's wires on this thing.
I know.
Yes, you wire it right to your fan motor.
Really?
That's it.
So this is more than just an air filter. This is like a piece of machinery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no moving parts, but none at all.
Yeah, but this, wow, what the hell is this? This is a power pack?
That's correct, yes.
This is unbelievable. I'm serious. What are you laughing at?
Jay, do we have Nick on? All right, let's bring him over.
Look at this.
It's heavy, right? Hey, Nick, how are you doing?
Got my workout.
Fantastic. I'm so happy to be here with you all.
Well, we are excited to have you. We did not expect it to be as heavy and durable when we picked it up with one hand. You're so used to the little flimsy air filters.
This is this is like an electrified force field here. This is like from Star Wars. What is this?
Well, we might have it up in space one day.
You
to
should.
Purify the space shuttle someday.
Wow. This is amazing. Explain this technology. What's all this about?
Okay, let me just say a couple of things. You know, post-pandemic, there's been a lot of research on understanding indoor air. You know, when each of you over there in the studio are looking at each other, you think that there's nothing between you guys when you look at each other in the eyes. But today we realize that there's a lot more going on within indoor air that's absolutely a horrifying cocktail of organic and inorganic particles. And that includes like dead skin cells from humans, pet dander, hair, fur, dust mites, insect droppings, dead insect particles, soil, pollen. I can go on and on and on. Microplastics. I know. It's horrible. Now, the PM particle matter 2.5 micron that Vinny was talking about is extremely dangerous, a lot more dangerous than we previously thought. Because as Vinny was saying, when the sun comes in at the right angle and you see all that stuff floating in the air, when there's no more sun ray, it disappears. Well, that's always around the breathing zone of people indoors. And the Institute of Medicine has now deemed it a promoter of heart attacks and strokes because we breathe it in and it stays in. And it goes all the way down to the alveoli, which is the bottom of your lung, and it moves through tissue and ends up in your bloodstream. In fact, it's now being reviewed as suspect to Alzheimer's. Just as someone. My mom used to say, Nick, you got to go dust your room. And I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever, Mom. Well, she was right. So this technology, you're right, is heavy. As Vinny alluded to, it's a plasma technology, which is the fourth state of matter. You know, we have a solid, we have a liquid, and we have a gas. And plasma is the fourth state, which is what we've developed in this filter. And it does an amazing accomplishment of controlling pathogens like SARS and even influenza, the common cold. The particles, and it'll remove VOC gases. And to what Vinny was saying, you put it in, it's in there for 10 years, you clean it with water every 6 months, and you have to do nothing at all. And what's really fabulous, it only takes 12 watts of power, an LED light bulb. I think it's absolutely an ingenious technology and needs to be applied into every single system that's in homes and any other type of buildings.
I mean, think about hospitals and nursing homes. And my grandmother passed away in a nursing home, allegedly from Legionnaire's disease, because what was floating through their air system and affecting all the residents that are immunocompromised just based on age alone, what that does. And then just think about every day you and us.
Well, I got a question, because I'm not very bright. So when you change the air filter up on top, this won't go up there because it doesn't plug into anything.
Well, Vinny's going to take a look at it before he leaves.
Well, you don't need to plug it to the unit.
Okay.
As long as you have a power source, 120, which you have up in your ceiling and everything, you wire it to that power source. And the filter itself has an air switch. It senses air and it turns on by itself.
Holy smokes, this is like AI technology.
And
yeah.
It's plasma inside those little diamonds.
Excuse me?
It's the plasma technology inside those little, inside the grid?
It just radiates the technology right at the circles. Where you see the circles with a needle?
Right, there's needles in there.
That goes towards the airflow. So anything in that circle, it's a positive and negative charge. We don't kill the pathogens. We don't kill it. We open up, we do a lesion, and then Mother Nature takes over.
So you're electrifying stuff and then...
You're not electrifying.
Zapping it.
Zapping it. It's like a zapper.
But it's not electrifying, it's plasma-based. It's like plasma. It's like, you know those globes?
Yes.
The light globes that you touch it in your hand, your hair starts standing up and
Yes.
everything? Well, that's what it does. It emits plasma, but it doesn't create ozone. It just emits it right in that circle there.
So
it's a controlled emitting.
So the funny thing about all this is that it's constantly working when it feels the airflow, correct?
That's correct.
And the air that comes out of it now is neutralized and is cleaner? Is that correct?
Yes. You want to explain that, Nick?
Yes, so what happens is we take 120 volts or 220 volts and we bring it up to 5,500 volts at very low amperage. And we create this plasma field inside those little holes that you were alluding to, and it's confined. So anything that goes into there that's a pathogen, we create a lesion in the body. You've seen the pictures of like the SARS virus. It's a ball with all those little hairs sticking out of it. Inside that ball, regardless of what the pathogen is, has the DNA material. And when we open it up and expose it to atmospheric oxygen, Mother Nature, as Vinny alluded to, we kill DNA-based pathogens and we render RNA-based viruses non-effective. Now, because you have the positive and negative, the particles get charged so that a positive-based particle and a negative-based particle attach each other. So then they become large enough that a normal filter can remove them and achieve a hospital-grade HEPA level within your space. So all that stuff that's floating around from the sun ray disappears. And you actually have to clean less inside your home. Now, one thing I do want to go back to that you mentioned, which was that Legionnaire's disease. In Florida, where you're at, these cooling coils are wet. And you always have a film that forms. It's called a biofilm. And microtoxins come out of that, which is why in some places in Florida, it smells funny when you walk into these locations, if humidity is not controlled. Well, this device controls these biofilms and they no longer exist. So the unfortunate situation that you had for your dad could have been eliminated if this type of filter was installed.
This filter is just remarkable. You're not changing it. You're not touching the dust. It's constantly cleaning. You know what we go through in our studio. Can you imagine a home bigger than ours, or a facility, or corporations, anything?
But this should be in every hospital in America. I mean, I don't understand. When you got this kind of technology, you should use it.
How long have you guys had this on the market?
Well, we just started going to market because we finalized all our testing. So that's why we're ready to go to market. And That filter should be in any air conditioning system in the whole country. That's where that filter should be.
And how do people get it? How do we get the filter?
How do we order it?
So we have a website. We have two websites. One is www.reviver.com, which is more for the consulting engineers. And then we also have www.airshield, that's A-I-R-E, shield.com, where consumers can go to, and that should be up and running by the end of this week with an e-commerce site. All they have to do is go to your furnace, pull out your existing air filter, check the size, go to the website, you can order that exact same size, and it's just a slide in.
Amazing. Now, are you guys in the hospitals yet? Have you negotiated with Cleveland Clinic or anything like that?
So yes, we're in the process of talking to many hospitals, and we have a number of bids that are out there. The latest, when you go to a builder and they tell you we're building to code,
right?
Well, the standards that go into code are being updated as we speak right now to start incorporating this type of technology. And what a lot of people don't know is there's a new standard that's being adopted for code again, which is called Standard 241 on the control of infectious aerosols. So yes, what you're alluding to is happening as we speak real time. And we're just working with consulting engineers trying to get the product specified. It is being specified. And we're going to start updating and upgrading some of these hospitals, daycare centers, clinics, schools, airports, train stations, and so on and so forth, including everybody's home. And in fact, we're getting a lot of interest from residential applications because people are quite concerned about what we breathe. A lot of people don't realize that we eat about 4 pounds of food a day. We drink about 4 pounds of water, which is like a half a gallon of water a day on average. And we put so much restrictions on our food and expiry dates. We even have expiry dates on bottles of water, and water has been around for billions of years, and we just keep recycling it. But we breathe in 32 pounds of air a day. That's the equivalent of 3,000 gallons of air that we breathe a day. So there's a lot more focus today on people's homes because the purer the air is, the better your cognitive function ends up being. And in fact, test scores in schools can go up 18% by just purifying the air.
Wow.
But most importantly, you can live longer by having a purified environment. It's kind of like saying, what if you lived in a coal mine? How long are you going to live?
2 days.
Probably half your life. Yeah, exactly. Maybe even 2 days. But, if you purify the air, we can mathematically calculate the longevity that we can offer you using something called DALI, which is Disability Adjusted Life Year. And I know that's a little bit technical, but it's just to say that living in a better environment will improve cognitive function, help you live your life, especially when you get older, in a healthier way, and live longer.
This is amazing.
I got to tell you, it's so simple yet logical. If you're in the business of saving lives, you got to have it. If you're in the business of having like airports, moving people around, where the planes, everybody didn't want to take a plane because of COVID and everything else. If you're in that business, again, I don't even understand what the conversations are. There's no price to that because you're going to remove the cost of what you're currently doing with a price that you don't have to do it but once. It makes no sense to even have a conversation. This should just be manufactured and done and be done with it. And let's see what happens because everybody wants to be able to breathe something pure.
Imagine being able to reduce Alzheimer's and get maybe help with autism, some attention deficit disorders. Some of the other activities that you see our kids that they're blaming on everything else, maybe changing and cleaning up the air we breathe would actually make a difference.
Well, there's a couple of places in New York. I think it's time to call that kid that I would like to see this product on CBS Sunday piece that they put up there because it's just how big, how wide you want to go with this. But, time is a wasting. They should be implemented. I don't understand the conversation. If it works, if it's logical and they got the test, why not?
Wow. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Nick, such a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
I appreciate it. All right, Regina and Vinny, you're going to take a look at our air system before you guys head out of here.
Yes, we will.
All right, sit tight for a little bit. We're going to take a commercial break. More to come on the other side of this break. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A, or write in any questions you have for Vinny, Regina, or we can always send it over to Nick as well. Or give us a call. All right, more to come. We'll be right back.
Home isn't just a place. It's where we grow, where we feel safe, and where we belong. At AMP Media Futures Foundation, students step into a second home, one that fuels their dreams. Here, students find their voice, their purpose, and a future filled with possibilities. But we can't do it alone. Join us May 2nd, 2024 from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at our second fundraising event and help us continue creating opportunities for the next generation. Your support makes this home possible. For more information, donations, or to RSVP, visit Eventbrite. Together, we are building futures. Together, we are home.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.